Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time to take a look at what's trending from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. This week, we continue with our look at Budapest, Hungary, the 2013 World Championships that ended in late September. Last week, of course, we told you about the American athletes who were in competition there. This week, we'll break down the performances of some of the top international stars at the event. We'll talk with some of the people who were in attendance at this year's competition as well. We start by taking a good look at the gold medal bouts from the final 5 days of action in all three Olympic styles. Let's kick it off with day 3. It featured the last weight class in men's freestyle and the first 2 weight classes in women's freestyle. Well, the big news, of course, in men's freestyle was the gold medal victory, the performance of one American named Jordan Burroughs. He won his 3rd straight world or Olympic title at 163 pounds. As we told you last week, Burroughs climbed to the top of the medal podium just 1 month after breaking his ankle in training. In the finals, he scored an impressive 4-0 win over Iran's Azatollah Akbar Izar Inkole for the gold. Well, the women's finals on day 3 were highlighted by the dominance of athletes of Asia. At 105 pounds, junior world champion Eri Tosaka beat Venezuela's veteran Castillo with a dominant 7-0 tech fall. China grabbed the other gold when Yanan Sun put away Mongolia's Sumaya with another tech fall, 7-0, that at 112 pounds. We go to day 4. It featured the middleweights of women's freestyle, and it was a big one for Japan as 2 of their veteran superstars continued to dominate their respective weight classes. Sayori Yoshida captured her record 11th world title when she beat Sweden's Mattsson in the finals 5-0 at 121. Tack on her 3 Olympic titles, and Yoshida has a record 14 world or Olympic gold medals. Are you kidding me? Kaori Icho won her 8th world title, beating Mongolia's Soren Zobald by the tech fall, 7-0 the score. Icho is also a 3-time Olympic champ, giving her an impressive 11 world and Olympic titles. Well, the local fans had a big night when Hungary's Mariana Sestin won the gold at 130 pounds. She beat Tabi Usain of Bulgaria by an 8-2 margin. Well, the Hungarian fans throughout Budapest celebrated Sestin's victory throughout the night. Day 5 featured both women's freestyle and the start of competition for the Greco-Roman guys. While the women's event concluded with a pair of new world champs, Elena Stadnik of Ukraine pinned Canada's Stacy Anaka in her first period at 147 pounds. It was her first career gold. China added another champion as Fengli Zhang pinned Olympic champion Natalie Vorbiva of Russia at 4 minutes 33 to close out the women's competition. Well, the first Greco-Roman gold medal went to Won Choi-yun of North Korea, who edged out Yoo-jin Choi of Korea. The 4-3 bout is a historic one at 121 pounds for sure. The battle between the 2 Korean nations captured the attention of the world. Just another example of how wrestling transcends politics. We go to day 6, all Greco-Roman action there. 3 different nations came away with gold medals. We start at 132. It was Bulgaria's Ivan Angelov who edged tough Russian Ivan Kukolov in the finals. The score 3-2. At 185 pounds, Iran finished strong with Talib Namatpour beating Saman Tumasabi of Azerbaijan. The score there 5-3. Tamasibi was originally from Iran but emigrated to Azerbaijan. The 211-pound champion Russian Nikita Melnikov, who scored a hard-fought 2-2 criteria win over his Armenian opponent Artur Alexeyan. Day 6 featured the final 3 Greco-Roman weight divisions, and it was a big night for Korea. They would earn 2 championships. At 145 pounds, Hansu Ruya won by disqualification over world and Olympic champion Islambeka Albiev of Russia. At 163 pounds, in a battle of past Olympic champions, Hyeon Woo Kim of Korea edged out Roman Vlasov of Russia 2-1 the score. Kim won the gold in London at 145 pounds, if you recall, and has since moved up in weight. The other champion was an impressive young star from Iran, Amir Ali Akbari, who overpowered past world champion Heikki Nabi of Estonia 4-0 in the heavyweight bout. 3 different nations won world team titles. Iran captured the men's freestyle championship, while Japan won the title in women's freestyle, and the Russians earned the team title in Greco-Roman. For those who were able to attend the championships and the thousands who watched the live stream provided by FILA all week, one of the most entertaining parts of the event was the Dancing Bull mascot, who excited the fans in between every medal match with several different routines and some wicked dance moves. Now, the Dancing Bull will certainly be a lasting memory from our week in Hungary. Stay tuned. Our news continues. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Well, during the World Championships, FILA held an election for the new Athletes Commission, which was voted on by wrestlers in competition at the championships. This was just one of the many improvements in international wrestling since the Olympic crisis. Among the 7 athletes elected, American freestyle star Jake Herbert. He placed a strong third in the voting. Herbert was a 2009 world silver medalist and a 2012 Olympian for Team USA. He was on hand for the election. The other athletes elected: Olympic champion Carol Huynh of Canada, Olympic and world champion Hamed Sourian of Iran, world and Olympic champion Kaori Icho of Japan, Olympic medalist Christophe Guinaud of France, Olympic medalist Thomas Lorentz of Hungary, world medalist Maria Prevolarki of Greece. We talked to Jake Herbert.
I know I've been told I'd be pretty good at politicalness, whatever all that good stuff is, but yeah, no, it's
so U.S. put you up for this election.
Yeah, so I'm the U.S. representative running for the athlete board, and what it does is 19 athletes run, 7 get elected, and it's done over the course of, I think tomorrow the voting ends. So you're supposed to get a ballot as an athlete. You weigh in, you get a ballot, you fill it out, you put it in the box. But a couple of the athletes I'm talking to haven't gotten their ballots, and they haven't heard of it. So I don't know how announced or organized it is, but it's a work in progress. At least we're gonna have athletes on the board, and out of the 7 of us, 1 will get elected under the FILA Bureau.
Well, the 2013 World Championships marked the final event for Mitch Hull in his current position of National Teams Director for USA Wrestling. Hull has spent the last 20 years directing USA Wrestling's national teams programs, which includes the Olympic level events and every other U.S. team that competes on the international level as well. As National Teams Director, Hull was directly involved in the development of Team USA in all 3 styles. After the World event ended in Budapest, Hull officially assumed his new position as the Executive Director of the Wisconsin Regional Training Center. We talked with Mitch on the final day.
I mean, it's over 2 decades that I've been part of going to the World Championships and the Olympic Games, and kind of taking care of all the stuff behind the scenes and with the teams, and then being able to be here to watch our U.S. representatives at the World Championships is something I'll really miss. It's one of the great honors that you can have, is to represent your country, and these our athletes have always done that with the greatest integrity, and I'll miss being part of that. Usually the last day gets pretty close to when you've got all 3, 2 of the 3 teams are back home. It's the first couple of days of the World Championships, you really don't get a chance to watch the wrestling because you're helping get the other teams in, and
right.
But by the end, it's something you can just start to relax and watch the championships and enjoy this level of competition. All of this stuff you can look forward to, and what I'm going to be doing, and this was always there, and now the reality is it's over, and so those realizations start to take effect, and there'll be an awful lot I'll miss being part of the U.S. delegation.
Well, one of the U.S. World Team coaches in Greco-Roman this year was Matt Lindland, a 2000 Olympic silver medalist and 2001 World silver medalist. Lindland has remained very active in the sport even after he started a successful career as a mixed martial arts fighter and coach of other elite MMA stars. Lindland was in the corner for the U.S. Greco-Roman athletes in Budapest and was actively involved in the national program throughout the year. We talked with Matt on a number of topics, including his role in both Greco and MMA.
I love the new rules. I mean, the one biggest disappointment was the anticlimactic final last night where we should have had overtime. That's one adjustment that's got to be made, is you got to at least give the guys a chance to decide on their own. Criteria just stinks.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of the most beautiful matches I've seen in my time period out there last night at the big guys, the 84s, the 96 kilo finals, and the bronze medal match, the Hungarian. Exciting wrestling. I mean, I don't know how people could not think that was exciting. I mean, the UFC was on last night and this was on, and I would much rather watch this. I think these guys, the constant fight. I mean, just like freestyle or MMA, you can step away from the fight. In Greco, you've got to be right inside it. You got to be battling the whole time. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the bronze medal match at 96 kilo, take a look at that match. It was incredible. I've really limited my roster of guys to just really serious athletes in the MMA. I'm only want to work with elite level guys right now and some coaches. I'm training up some coaches to work with, our team and our junior guys. But my focus again is on coaching the coaches and coaching the super elite level guys. I've got guys that have fought for me that are still in the UFC, having success, but they're not at the elite level anymore. And so I just want to work with young up and coming guys.
Well, one of the big behind-the-scenes stories each year at the championships is the role of training partners who travel and train with the team and assist each of the members as they prepare for competition. Additional athletes in all three Olympic styles were part of the American delegation, helping out in every way possible. We talked with two of the women's freestyle training partners, Jenna Burkert and Erin Golston, who both gave their perspective on the roles that they played.
It's a really great experience to be able to see what it's like at the World Championship and get to, help the partners get a medal. So it's a great experience overall. I'm Allie Reagan's training partner. Okay. So some of the things we did was Allie and I both watched the film together to see who she was wrestling, and then we went over some of the technique and some of the little different styles that they were going to, wrestle. So just try to give her that feel the best that I could. I was with Allie pretty much 24/7, but it's awesome because it's how we always are, so it's not that bad. It's a pretty good deal.
This is definitely not Junior Worlds at all. I see the energy's higher, just everyone's, like, Junior Worlds is serious and intense, but this is like intensity to a new level. Just the whole presentation of the arena over there, it's a lot different than Junior Worlds. So I came here as Alyssa Lampy's training partner. She had a successful day a couple days ago getting the bronze, so I'm very proud of her. She's been working really hard all summer and she definitely deserved the medal. Luckily our location is pretty much downtown, but we did go shopping some days and ate downtown, so it's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you guys, I saw you on the trains. Have you guys figured out the train system yet?
Oh, we got the Metro down. No problem.
One other major factor in the success of American athletes on all levels is the work of volunteers, including several coaches who worked with the U.S. teams in competition. In addition to the USA Wrestling national coaches in each style, a number of talented volunteer coaches serve a major role on each world team. They attend the training camps and travel to the competitions and help prepare the athletes, in addition to working the corner during the tournament. U.S. Women's World Team coach Kevin Black, a volunteer coach who's based in Wisconsin, talked about the importance of volunteers to the U.S. program.
Well, this is just a tremendous opportunity for me as an individual, as a coach, as a man, as a leader, to be able to be put in a position of influence in the lives of our world team. But I think one of the things that goes unnoticed and just uncommunicated is that we have a network of volunteers who are supportive of our programs, of the men's freestyle, the Greco-Roman team, and then our women's team, where we take time out of our lives. We don't get paid to be here. We get a uniform, and that's great. But we're here investing in these athletes, and USA Wrestling is just so unique in that we are able to do that for volunteers. I spend time working with people all year, and not that it's a reward, but USA values their volunteers, and I think that's something that it's just not communicated enough, and USA Wrestling needs to be appreciated by people like me who is a volunteer, but that they take us all over the world.
Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Wrestlers, are you ready for the next step? USA Wrestling challenges you to test your skills at the USA Wrestling Cliff Keen Athletic Folkstyle Nationals. Become a national champion. Head to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa on April 5th and 6th to compete against the best wrestlers in the country. Last year's event featured 1,200 cadet and junior wrestlers from 32 states on 26 mats. For more information about this event and other tournaments, visit usawrestlingevents.com.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, now heading into its second year, the Grapple at the Garden is a new college wrestling event that's growing in popularity and influence. The Dual Meet Showcase event is held at the world-famous Madison Square Garden in New York City. Had a very successful launch last year. This year's event is back in the Garden on Sunday, December 1st, and will include a number of dual meets and a major freestyle challenge match as well. In the main event, four-time NCAA champ and World Team Trials runner-up Kyle Dake will take on 2011 NCAA champ and current MMA star Bubba Jenkins. Dake made history, if you recall, as the first four-time Division I champ to win national titles in 4 different weights. He has since climbed to the number 2 spot on Freestyle Team USA, right behind world and Olympic champ Jordan Burroughs. Well, Dake was named Outstanding Wrestler of the inaugural Grapple at the Garden last year, competing as a senior for Cornell. Jenkins was a junior world freestyle champ and a star for both Penn State and Arizona State, winning his NCAA title for the Sun Devils. He's currently a top competitor for Bellator and a member of the world-famous American Top Team. The college dual meet will again be one of the cornerstones of this great event, with 16 different teams participating. The Division I teams in the field include Illinois from the Big Ten, Maryland from the ACC, Army, Boston, Cornell, Drexel, Hofstra, Pennsylvania, Rutgers, all from the IIWA, and Bloomsburg and George Mason from the EWL. Well, the Grapple at the Garden also has added 4 other local smaller college teams to the mix, including 2 Division III teams, Stevens Institute of Technology and NYU. Also some club teams from Stony Brook and Westchester Community College will be in action. The event will also feature the finals of the Beat the Streets PSAL Thanksgiving Dual Meet Invitational. Now remember, the finals of the inaugural Grapple at the Garden Middle School Championships will be included on the card, and tickets are only $20. They start there, I should say, at all Ticketmaster outlets and online at thegarden.com/grapple. I'll look to see each and every one of you at the Garden in December. Well, the college wrestling season has started for women's wrestling as the WCWA has kicked off its year with its own preseason rankings. King University, a Division II program in Tennessee, opens the year at number 1. And last season, King placed 3rd in the WCWA Nationals, if you recall. The team coached by Jason Moorman returns 3 individual athletes with number 1 preseason rankings and 8 athletes who are ranked in the top 3 of their weights. Taking second in the WCWA preseason poll, Oklahoma City University, an NAIA college which placed second at the Women's College Nationals. OCU is coached by the legend Archie Randall and boasts 2 athletes with individual preseason #1 rankings. Third in the preseason poll, defending WCWA national champs Simon Fraser, a Division II school from Burnaby Mountain, Canada. Mike Jones' team featured 4 individual #1 wrestlers in the preseason selections, and rounding out the top 10 are #4 Lindenwood, a tie for #5 with Jamestown and Missouri Valley, #7 Wayland Baptist, #8 Missouri Baptist, #9 University of the Cumberlands, and #10 Midland. 5 returning WCWA individual champs opened the season with #1 rankings, including junior Emily Webster of Oklahoma City at 101, senior Victoria Anthony of Simon Fraser at 109, senior Allie Reagan of King College at 136 pounds, senior Justina DeStasio of Simon Fraser at 170 pounds, and senior Jenna McClatchy of Simon Fraser at 191 pounds. Now remember, Anthony and Reagan were members of the 2013 U.S. Senior World Team, which placed a strong third at the World Championships in Hungary. Well, there's 5 other athletes with the #1 rankings, including junior Nikki Brar of Simon Fraser at 116, junior Sarah Hildebrandt of King at 123, senior Randy Bells of Missouri Valley at 130, senior Stephanie Geltmacher of Oklahoma City at 143, and junior Julia Salata of King at 155. Now, the 2014 WCWA Women's College Nationals are scheduled for Missouri Baptist University January 24th through the 25th in St. Louis, Missouri. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Both of these guys are explosive, and it's not over. This is going to be a great match.
Well, the National Wrestling Coaches Association has been announcing who will be competing at this year's NWCA All-Star Classic, scheduled for November 2nd at George Mason University. This time we've got 5 pairings that have been made. At 149, a battle of NCAA champs. 2-time NCAA champ Logan Stieber of Ohio State will battle Kendrick Maple of Oklahoma. Now, last year, Stieber was the NCAA champ at 33. Maple won his title at 41. One of the featured bouts will take place at heavyweight in a repeat of last year's NCAA finals between 2-time NCAA champ Tony Nelson of Minnesota and NCAA runner-up Mike McMullen of Northwestern. All-Americans Tony Ramos of Iowa and Devin Carter of Virginia Tech have agreed to an out-of-weight class matchup at 141. At 125 pounds, All-American Nishan Garrett of Cornell and Jared Patterson of Oklahoma will square off. Another pair of All-Americans, Scotty Schiller of Minnesota and Taylor Meeks of Oregon State, are slated for 197 pounds. Next week, we'll have more of the matchups and additional information on this exciting event. Bring on the college wrestling season. I'm excited. It's time for our USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. The pictures are sent in by families and fans from around the country and are being considered for our contest in our USA Wrestler magazine and our Facebook page. This week's Photo of the Week comes from Timothy Korakowski. It shows Dustin Korakowski of the Newburgh Mat Club of Oregon tossing an opponent from Idaho with a 5-point throw at the Western Regional Championships in Pocatello, Idaho. Have your picks considered for our contest simply by emailing them to the very hardworking Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Folks, we're running late. We appreciate you watching. From all of us here at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper, and thanks for watching.